Hello and welcome to Talking Tent, a podcast about movies, TV, and all the content we can possibly consume.
I'm Zach.
And I'm Irma.
Today, we are talking all the movies and television we are excited to see in October. It is the 9th time we've done our Excitometer. It's one of our favorite episodes because A, we can't spoil anything so everybody can listen, and B, I can't get mad about bad movies like John Wick.
Yeah, you're still harping on this. It's been a week already.
No, Inside Baseball, we are taping this. We are recording this directly after my rant about John Wick. So if you haven't listened to episode 440 and you watched John Wick recently, you want to know my thoughts on it, go listen to that because it's fun. Maybe listen on 2x speed. But this episode has nothing to do with that. We're talking all the fun things to come in October. And there are a few. October's a weird one. We discussed that these strikes are potentially ending soon, but I think this is still a month that was somewhat affected. Things moved, and then movie-wise at least, and then one major pop star dumped herself in the middle of it and kind of shook everything up in the last month or two. So we're going to get to that all, and we're going to start with the movies, darling. Are you excited?
Excited?
Yeah, just in general.
Oh, for the Excitometer.
Yeah.
I would say I'm about a 5.
So that's a great telling. We rate everything on our patent pending Excitometer from 1 to 10 on how excited we are. Pretty self-explanatory. So week 1, which is October 1st to the 7th, and conveniently October starts on a Sunday. So it's like real weeks. Fun. No, you're not. You don't like that?
Sure. I'm glad that gets you.
Yeah, well, every time I schedule these, it's like, the first week is actually a Wednesday to a Tuesday, and that's just a weird release situation. Yeah. So these are actual weeks. Everything is on October 6th. The big one to start. The Exorcist Believer comes out on October 6th. And for anybody that hasn't seen the trailer looks insane. It is David Gordon Green's reboot of another classic horror franchise. So obviously him and Danny McBride's team redid the Halloween movies to differing success. I think the first one was very good. The second one was pretty good. And the third one was pretty bad. So I feel like that's standard. By 3, sometimes things aren't great. And now he's taking on another, even potentially more iconic, at least movie. I don't know if the franchise is as iconic because they didn't make as many, but The Exorcist is like one of the horror movies.
It always surprises me when I find out that like Danny McBride is like behind
involved
in the horror thing. And I didn't realize that he was also involved in Telemarketers, the show we watched on HBO.
Oh, with the softies?
Yeah. Which is kind of cool.
Yeah, he's doing a lot down there from South Carolina. Yeah, I looked it up because I know he's involved. And like David Gordon Green is his guy who directs a bunch of the Righteous Gemstones. It's like, but so the official credits on IMDb have David Gordon Green directed it and story by, and then 2 other people's screenplay by, but Danny McBride has a story by. So like he's involved. I don't know how that actually shakes out, but he's involved, which is funny because it's a freaking nightmare. Leslie Odom Jr. is the star. The 2 girls.
Really?
Yeah. The 2 girls are relative unknowns, which I think is good. And it looks insane. 2 girls get possessed by the devil.
Yeah. This trailer is quite scary.
It is one of the most jarring trailers.
It's still scary to me.
Yeah.
Like this was the horror movie that I think I watched at like a sleepover or whatever. And I was never like someone who watched scary movies growing up. So it was like my first like, was it called Prelude into that? Is that the right word? Yeah, foray, whatever.
I think I said
foyer.
It wrong also.
It was my first foyer. Yeah, into it. And
foray.
I had nightmares about it for a very long time. Like I still find it scary.
Yeah, I actually don't think I saw the original Exorcist that young.
I saw young.
That for me was the original Omen, which like really also was really scary. but like not as graphic. So The Exorcist is a lot more graphically scary. The Omen's more like, although they do cut someone's head off in The Omen, so that's weird.
I mean, I think that's also like it scarred me, and that's why like I couldn't really watch scary movies like ever.
So needless to say, you are not seeing The Exorcist Believer.
To be honest, like I am intrigued. Like I will not go see it with you. I do want you to tell me what happens, like we always do. But maybe if it comes out and like I already know everything that happens, I could watch it. You know what I mean?
Tell
like
you
if
to hide your eyes, with gore.
I don't know, because I am intrigued by it. Like I do find it slightly interesting, and I do really like Leslie Odom Jr. But I'm definitely going to say like a 2.
Do you think he'll sing?
That's how he releases the devil.
Yeah, that would be so funny. I always like when we know people can sing. I just always am annoyed when they don't sing. But I'm an 8 for this.
Oh, so this is pretty high for you.
Yeah, maybe. Sure, yeah, an 8. It's kind of like the horror movie of the season, I think. So there's always one. And, I mean, obviously I talked about Talk to Me, but that wasn't like as hyped up. That was a surprise, absolute banger. But like this is the movie to see. So I'm going to see it. Hopefully it's good. The trailer looks great, unless that is like all of the good parts. Next, we have 3 more small ones on the same day. So at first I was going through these lists and it was like one movie each week. And then I looked a little bit more deeply. I was like, there's no way. So there are a few small movies coming out in between the 4 big ones. Actually, 3 big ones, honestly, this month. On October 6th, Dix the Musical, which just came out of TIFF or Venice. TIFF, I think.
Yeah, TIFF.
Is already coming out, which I was surprised about. Usually these festival movies, it takes a little bit longer, but I guess maybe it was already sold when it premiered.
I'm not sure.
It wasn't like a Sundance thing where like then it sells. Anyway, it's a comedy musical absurdist about 2 long lost twins who find each other, and it just looks funny and silly and fun.
Well, it has Bo and Yang.
Yeah,
I'm very excited about this. I've heard really good things. I really want to see this, so I'm gonna give this a 9.
A 9.
Yeah. I think this is going to be good.
I'm going to say 8 also, because it is also like, I love horror movies and I love musicals. I am a man of many hats, and these are 2 of my favorite hats.
Yeah.
And a comedy musical, if it's actually funny, it'll be fun. On the same day, 2 movies I didn't know about, which one of them I'm kind of surprised I didn't realize. And maybe you'll be like, oh yeah, I heard of this. On October 6th again, it is called Foe. And it is starring Saoirse Ronan and Paul Mescal.
No, I don't think I heard of this.
Like, just why is that not a bigger deal?
Yeah.
And it comes out in 2 weeks. It's apparently a sci-fi thriller based on the book of the same name.
Ooh.
Hen and Junior's quiet life is thrown into turmoil when an uninvited stranger shows up at their door with a startling proposal.
Uh-oh.
That is a log line that I guess is not actually that unique, but then you toss those 2 actors on it and color me intrigued. I'm confused. Maybe, is it bad? Like, how have we not heard about it?
Yeah. Yeah, Saoirse Ronan hasn't done
True,
much.
She's fallen, like, I guess she's fallen slightly
in a while
out since like Lady Bird.
Yeah,
I guess.
So does Paul Mescal? He must have like 2 big movies coming. Well, 2 movies coming out this fall. 'Cause he's got this one that we didn't even know of, and then another one with the Hot Priest, which apparently is like great.
What's that?
I forget what it's called. It's off the top of my head, but anyway. Okay, and you said this is sci-fi.
That's what it says. Sci-fi thriller. I didn't really want, again, like, I started watching a little more trailers because the past few episodes of these, I've gotten something totally wrong because I just don't look into it. So I look into it just enough to have that log line, and it says sci-fi. I'm
intrigued. I don't want to go too high because it's like, it is weird that it hasn't been talked about at all.
It's a small movie.
I'll say 7.
I was going to say 7 also, so slightly lower than the last 2.
Yeah.
But I would not be surprised at all if I like it better than the last 2. I'm confused why we don't know more about it with those names involved.
So it's going to theaters.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
And then the next one on the same day is called Cat Person. It is starring Amelia Jones from Coda, the star of Coda, Nicholas Braun, and another movie with Geraldine Viswanathan as like the best friend, I think. And it's based on a true story from a few years back. I kind of like remember something about this cat thing. It was like a meme story almost, like a Twitter story where like Amelia Jones's character is dating, in her 20s dating. Nicholas Braun is like not who he portrays on the internet. It's something like that. It's a dark comedy. Again, I feel like I vaguely heard about this, but I don't really know why nobody's talking about it. But again, a small movie. Now things are ramping back up. So maybe in the next week or two, we'll hear a little bit more about these two small movies. But I guess like this one, well, do you have any comments?
No, but yeah, that's a good point. Like with the actors on strike and also the writers, I guess maybe there weren't many people to promote movies like this. And also similar to like the Saoirse Ronan one too. So maybe she'll be out talking about it more.
I just feel like the last month, like just Hollywood news in general, if your name's not Taylor Swift, has just been a little bit quiet.
Yeah.
So like even these small things haven't percolated up.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe like Saoirse Ronan. Well, actually, it's too close now, but to like be on Hot Ones, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah.
Okay, this sounds interesting. What was that other movie that also was like a Twitter thing that we watched with?
Yeah, that was good.
That was really good about the strippers.
Yep.
Anyway, but like, yeah, that sounds actually really intriguing.
Zola.
Yeah, Zola.
The internet's great. I Googled Twitter stripper movie. Zola. First thing, not even a question of like, did you mean this? Like, no, that's exactly what I meant.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah.
It wasn't like exactly the same. Like, I don't know. Again, I didn't want to read too much about the plot.
Yeah. I don't remember this though in like the zeitgeist.
Yeah.
Also, I'm not a cat person. So because of that, I will give it a 5.
I was going to say 5 too. Stop stealing all my numbers.
Yeah.
5. Cat person.
And these are all in theaters.
Yeah.
Okay.
Week 2. Dun, 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 October 8th to the 14th. And this is what I was referring to on October 13th. Taylor Swift's Eras Tour. Errors. I would say era wrong.
Well, wasn't The Exorcist supposed to be on that weekend and it moved up a week?
Yes, it did. So The Exorcist was supposed to be this movie. And then Taylor Swift said, I'm coming out now. And everybody moved out of the way. And so on October 13th, Taylor Swift's concert movie is coming out from her latest Eras Tour. It's going to break all sorts of records. It's going to be a smash, an absolute smash, more money in her pocket. She negotiated it herself. Well, her and her team, she didn't go through like normally every other concert movie like Bieber's from years ago and, Harry Styles.
They go through a studio or distributor.
Yeah, they go through a studio, some sort of distributor. She is doing it herself
directly to AMC. Yeah.
AMC. And then, well, they're doing deals with other movie theaters, but AMC was like the big first one.
Well, AMC is like acting as like a studio essentially.
Yeah. Which is interesting. Take out the middleman.
Yeah.
Tay hates middlemen. I get it. F them.
And apparently like her dad is the one who did this deal for her.
Yeah. Which is fun.
Amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. So I do want to, when this first came up, I was like, when are we getting tickets? You were like, oh, we're going to that? It's like, yeah, I want to see it. I'm not going to spend hundreds of dollars to see her at Giant Stadium or
I guess
MetLife.
I just felt like since we didn't go see the actual stadium tour, like it just felt like past. You know what I mean? Like that was in the past. I know. And I think this is going to be a big deal and it is going to be something that people talk about. So I do kind of want to see it. I'm sorry we didn't get tickets like you said you wanted to, but yeah, we can definitely still go see it. We'll just see it a little late.
Opening night.
Yeah, which I think is fine.
I was right on it though.
I'm not
I was
a
ready.
Swiftie. I know you were.
I was ready to be surrounded. Like how fun was it when we were at Barbie with all the people that really loved Barbie?
That's
would be
true.
next level though.
That's true. And I didn't really dress up. Like even for Beyonce, I'm a bad fan. I don't know.
You did all right with Beyonce. You were wearing.
No, I wasn't. It was bad.
Oh, well, I mean, not crazy, but whatever. You did your best. You still wanted to be comfortable. We're sensible people, Irma.
I know.
But so did I talk? No, I talked about Taylor last episode because of the Kelsey stuff. I had no ill will towards Taylor Swift. I like some of her music. I don't dislike any of it. So some of it falls into pretty good. Some of it falls into really good. And I'm just interested in general to see this tour without having to spend hundreds of dollars.
Yeah, true.
Thank you, Taylor. And like on a big screen. So sometimes the concert films, when you just watch them on your TV, it's like not as cool. The sound isn't great, you know.
Well, this is going into what IMAX is. Like, can we see this in Dolby like we like to do? Okay.
Yeah, I'm definitely we're going to sit in those same seats in Dolby where I have all that space.
Yeah.
Especially if, I don't know, people might stand. Who knows? And nobody, but yeah, it'll be great. So 7.
Yeah, I was also going to say 7.
Great. We're a lockstep.
Yeah.
And on the same day that I did, again, I was looking at these lists. All these lists stink, but I had to dig through so many lists to get all this stuff. On the same day, the only movie that didn't move was a tiny little French film that won the Palme d'Or at Cannes this year called Anatomy of a Fall. And actually, I've been seeing on every once in a while, AMC will do early accesses that we've talked about. Mm-hmm. We're supposed to do the early access for The Creator tomorrow, but we're not. Things came up. But for some reason, this Anatomy of a Fall had an early access screening. And I was like, what is this? And then Irma was like, oh, this is supposed to be really good. So then I looked. It comes out October 13th, and it's the Palme d'Or winner. It is a French courtroom drama thriller film. It stars Sandra Hüller as a writer trying to prove her innocence in her husband's death.
It's supposed to be really good. Yeah.
Really good.
Obviously, yeah, you said French. It won the Palme d'Or. So I'm definitely really interested to see this. I heard that it's like a tough watch, but I feel like those type of movies always are.
Yeah. And presumably as this will be one of the earliest Oscar movies to come out now.
That's true. At least for foreign language.
Yeah. So presumably if the French gave it their highest award at their film festival, they'll probably push it forward for the Oscars.
Yeah. And who knows? It could make the main 10, but you never know.
You never know. Sometimes the foreign films.
I'll give this a 7 as well. I'm definitely interested in seeing it. I've heard good things, but yeah. Are we going to see the preview of it, like you said, like the early access screening?
Actually, well, I'll have to see when it is again, because if that's maybe it's the 12th. Our fall is very busy. We're
very busy.
But yeah, maybe just so we can see it and not have to think about it. Then we could go see Taylor. I'm gonna say a 6. Okay. I'm gonna allow myself to be wooed.
Okay.
By it. Week 3. October 20th. Are you ready to sit for a very long time?
Oh, shit.
Killers of the Flower Moon comes out on October 20th.
That's pretty early.
It's very soon. It feels like we've been talking about this movie
we already
for
have
so
tickets.
long. I just got tickets. We were seeing it on the 19th. So these dates are like the technical day, but for some reason, all these movies open up the day before that.
Yeah.
It's a weird quirk. No, actually we are seeing it on the 20th because it's the Thursday. That's the day before. But since it's 3.5 hours long, I made it to see it on the Friday.
Yeah.
It is 3.5 hours long.
Oof.
That's crazy.
Oof. I don't know.
The last really long Scorsese movie actually
was The Irishman.
Right. But we watched that at home
on Netflix. Yeah.
The Wolf of Wall Street in 2013. But that was like 3 hours long. Also, we were still in Boston. And I remember we were like, all right, we're going to Alamo so that at least we can have a meal during it.
Yeah.
We can order food. Like, I don't have to get up.
We could go to Alamo here in Brooklyn.
That's what I was just thinking. Like, maybe we don't do AMC and we do Alamo for it because of that. So we'll see. But we'll see. I'll think about it.
We haven't been to that Alamo in a long time. Yeah. I think the last thing we saw there was Beauty and the Beast, and that was a very long time ago. Actually, no, that was in Boston. We saw that.
So this movie is even longer than that.
Well, The Irishman is pretty long.
Yeah, but we were just sitting here.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Yeah. So Marty is just pushing the envelope on how long can we make movies. But it's Martin Scorsese. It's Leonardo DiCaprio.
It's Jesse Plemons.
Jesse Plemons, right.
I keep seeing previews. Well, I don't keep, but I've seen previews for this when we've gone to see other movies. And the trailer is good.
I haven't watched the trailer.
That they have with it is so good, and it makes me really excited. I don't know, like I wanna not give it a 10 just because like a 10 I'm just like so excited, and I am really excited for this, but I'm more intrigued than I would say excited. I'm gonna give this an 8.
An 8?
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it an 8.5.
Ugh, just give it a 9.
Fine, I give it a 9. It's just long.
Yeah.
That's kind of my only trepidation.
That's my reservation as well.
But hopefully it will be captivating and glorious enough that it won't feel long, which is very possible. I don't remember thinking The Wolf of Wall Street was like, oh man, this is long.
Yeah.
I remember being like, this is entertaining. And this Killers of a Flower Moon is like far more serious and a little bit more my vibe, I think, than Wolf of Wall Street was. So I'm excited. I'm excited. Maybe now I have to think about maybe we do the Alamo.
Well, you gotta book that soon.
Yeah,
Let's see if
I'll
we can
look
get
at it.
tickets. Who knows?
Because then I can have a juicy burger
Yeah.
during it.
But that won't like distract you?
It will. That is like the one thing when the waiters are walking in front of you and stuff. But like for 5 minutes at a 3.5 hour movie,
Maybe we go see the Paul Mescal movie at Syndicated. That was fun.
If it's there. Sometimes I look at Syndicated and like, yeah, they like shockingly don't have all the things I think they'll have. Like they'll still be playing Past Lives.
Yeah.
Like a month later. Be like, let's get on to the next weird quiet indie movie.
Weird. Yeah, that's a strong word, Si.
All right. So what did we just did that? I mean, that is like, that's the movie. That's the movie
of October for sure.
Maybe like, who knows? We'll see how good it is. I imagine it's good. I've been not listening to anything. Another podcast, he said he saw it and then I booped. I didn't even want to hear him say satisfied or dissatisfied. Like I don't want anybody to tell me. I'm going to try to avoid the Rotten Tomato score. I just want to go in blind, but that'll be hard to do. I assume it'll get good ratings. It's freaking Martin Scorsese. That's it for that week, though. That's it. Everybody cleared out for Taylor and for Scorsese 2 weeks in a row. Will it be the Barbenheimer of the fall? Go see Taylor, then go see almost 3 hour concert movie, and then an over 3 hour
Killers of the Taylor Swift.
Killers of the Taylor Moon. Fourth week, two tiny weird ones. One of them is like, but on October 27th, Five Nights at Freddy's comes out for Halloween. I assume you don't even know what this is. It was like, I don't even know when they came out, but an early video game horror comedy video game series. Like I think they were on PC. You know what they are? No,
I was just saying, I'm engaging with you.
Yeah, and it's been like, I feel like this turning into a movie has always been a will they or won't they? And they are. It's Blumhouse, of course.
Oh.
And Josh Hutcherson. And the movie itself, I don't really remember like the story behind the video games, but I've seen the trailer for the movie and it's like a fun house. Josh Hutcherson goes into an old fun house and something is amiss. Like I don't know. It looks, but it'll be funny, scary, goofy, fun. We'll see. I'm going to give it 6.
Yeah, I'll give this a 2. I have no idea what this is. Yeah. I don't really care.
It's not your lane. But maybe it'll be good. And I can't imagine it'll actually be like scary, like Exorcist scary. So if it does get good reviews, maybe you'll come with me.
Yeah.
Because I think it's going to be more fun.
Okay.
And like a little jumpy maybe. And then the final movie I put on here on October 27th is a movie called Freelance. And it looks like some not so great action movie with John Cena and Alison Brie. And it is coming out in theaters. It's by the director of Talkin. So this director, he's a French guy. And he did this movie called B13 or B13. And it was like this really hyped up indie action movie with like really cool hand-to-hand fighting. And
but you hate that.
No. I love the fighting. I hate when there's no story. And that was, I think, like 2012. Then that got him to Taken in like 2013. And then everything he's done since has been like, I didn't even recognize most of it. So I was looking at his CV to be like, maybe the director at least will color me intrigued. And even him, like those first 2 movies, really good. And then everything else has been like, oh, so never mind. So we love John Cena and Allison Brie as entities in movies.
Yeah, and they're both very funny. So
Yeah.
I assume that this is going to be very witty.
Yeah, the poster looks like almost exactly like that Sandra Bullock action movie.
Miss Congeniality?
No, maybe not. There was something where like Sandra Bullock like running away from an explosion. Maybe I'm picturing a different actress, but
Well, what's this called? I'm sorry.
Freelance. I don't even know if I said.
Oh.
Freelance. Yeah, I don't know. It's a 5 for me, dog.
Yeah. I'm intrigued, but maybe we'll wait till it comes out.
Oh yeah, this will be a Hulu watch for sure.
Oh,
That's
is
my
it on?
guess. No, that's my guess. It's going to be on Hulu.
Okay, I'm going to say a 5. Is that what you said?
That's what I said.
Oh.
Irma says a 4 instead.
No, I say a 5.
She says a 5. I think we agreed on almost everything. Movies.
So that's it for movies. Pretty good.
That's it for movies. It's basically Exorcist, Taylor, and Killers, and then a little bit of filler.
Well, Dicks. I want to see Dicks.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll go see The Creator late.
Right. Yes.
Because we're not seeing it this week.
We'll have to find some time to see The Creator. Well, that'll be so. The trailer. It's getting the Flash treatment, where the trailer and the blurbs are saying this is the best movie of the year. Critics are saying,
yeah,
and like that could be like one person might have said that. So I don't like judging everything based on tomato score, but like I feel like there's like a level. If it's at 40s, I'm not going to run out. If it's at 70 or higher, I'll be like, this looks good enough. And there's the evidence that like, all right, TV. What are you watching in your living room in October? You're finishing up a few shows that you've been lagging behind in September, and October comes in relatively like hot with a few interesting things. A few that I'm not going to mention is like there's just a bunch of it's October, so there's just like a bunch of anthology horror stuff. Like Hulu does their Huluween, so all this stuff, things just come out, but none of it really attracted me in any way. So I was like, if something pops out of the ether, I'll be into it. But there's a lot of those.
Yeah, and you don't always call out like everything.
Yeah, it's impossible. General. There's so much. This one I did actually. There's a few more Netflixies that are happening that I gave a chance. I actually looked into what they're about and it looked interesting. So let's blast it. Week 1 on October 5th. Actually, all of these shows come out on October 5th on Max. Our Flag Means Death season 2.
Ooh.
I don't think you finished watching season 1.
But I liked it enough.
Yeah, I did finish it. I was whelmed at best.
Oh.
I think it was like fine. So if for anybody that doesn't know, it is a Taika Waititi pirate show with Murray from Flight of the Conchords. I can't remember his actual name. That show was
so long ago, and the fact that we still reference it like that is ridiculous.
Yeah, he is obviously a funny guy, and Taika is obviously a funny guy. It's just the show like it wasn't quite funny enough, and the story was just not captivating. So like it was fine. It's What We Do in the Shadows, where like you're just cackling. There was no cackling. So I'll probably watch it, but I'm a 4.
Yeah, I'm also gonna say a 4.
Same day on Netflix, a show that this is the second time it's coming back and cropping back into my life, and I don't know if I'm excited for it, don't care, or just totally forgot. But Lupin Part 3 comes out. The French thief.
Did we ever watch the second season?
Yes, we did. But I watched. I
feel like it was that was like a pandemic watch.
Yeah, the Part 3 was when they were like, Part 2 was the scenes when they were at like that beach thing and like the sun. Remember all that? That was all Part 2.
Really?
I think so. Yeah, right?
I thought that was the end of Part 1.
Am I wrong? Well, then it picked up like right then, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, we'll definitely have to a recap and chill. Shout out. No, we like Cinema Blend with the dog.
Yeah.
I like him doing the recaps. So we'll if he does a recap, I don't know if he does TV, but we'll have to do a recap of this because I forget. I remember season 1 being really cool, and then I feel like season 2 was a little letdown.
Yeah, I can't
remember if we finished it. We'll see. So with all that being said, I guess this is a 5.
Yeah, I'll also say a 5. I remember really liking the first season.
But then it was like peak
but I don't
COVID.
remember the second season.
That
like
was one
at
of the
all.
first okay, we're all stuck inside, and here's a really
It was
captivating.
like the breakout hit, like the first one of COVID that people were like, "Oh, you got to watch this."
Yeah, Lupin, based on a French Sherlock Holmes, essentially.
Yeah.
Well, no, because he's a thief, but like similar.
The similar vibe, yeah.
On the same day, October 5th, another movie, a show I did not know about and actually watched a trailer, so I didn't get it wrong. And it's on Paramount Plus, and it's called Bargain. And it looks crazy. It's a South Korean drama about organ trafficking.
Oh, shit.
And then while they're doing the organ trafficking, an earthquake happens, and the building that they're in, I think it just turns into like a thriller of all these people involved in organ trafficking are now in a disaster.
Wait, this doesn't sound very like.
I'll probably watch it by myself.
Up my alley, yeah.
But like the trailer looks cool, and like there's been a lot of content coming out of South Korea.
True.
A lot of people love it, and like some of it is really good.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give it a chance. Paramount, interesting. I have no bias against or for Paramount, so I'm gonna give this one a 6. So we've gone 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, I'm gonna give this a 4.
And finally, the big one of this week do you know what it is?
No.
On October 5th, Loki season 2 comes out on Disney.
That's earlier than I thought.
Yeah, it's soon. It's next week.
Yeah.
Loki, they'll have like one crossover week with Ahsoka.
Yeah,
and
wow.
Immediately be
That's
Loki.
a lot of Disney.
Well, one
I know,
a week,
but it
basically.
feels like a lot for them.
So obviously Loki season 1 is kind of like the most people's favorite so far of the Disney shows. It's definitely top 2 for me with WandaVision, give or take. I'm like considering, there's just no way, considering watching it again, but I guess just a recap video we'll have to do because I don't really remember exactly. I also don't know what they're going to do with Jonathan Majors. He's still in all of the trailers. His like at least as a statue and a being in the, I don't know how much he's actually in it.
Well, has Marvel fired him in general?
I don't think they've talked about it. I think they just keep moving all of the projects back. They're saying strike, strike, strike. Now I think they're going to have to deal with it with the strikes potentially ending and moving forward. Like Loki is the first huge step towards the furthering of the Kang dynasty. So I don't know what they're going to do. But I'm a 8 for Loki.
I'm pretty excited for this. I really liked the first season. I'll be a 9.
Yeah, I figured you'd be slightly higher than me on this one. But we're going to have to recap.
I also like, what's his face?
Owen.
No.
Not Owen.
Loki. What's his name?
Oh, right. Jeez. Middleton. Wait. Swift. No. Tom Hiddleston.
I know.
What is it?
Yeah, Tom Hiddleston.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I said
something British.
Yeah. He is great. He's
really good.
He is like single-handedly made Loki such a more important character to Marvel than it was ever supposed to, ever had been in the past, which is cool. That's the first week. Week 2, we have on October 12th, the fall of the House of Usher. The 4th.
Usher?
Yeah, speaking of Usher, doing the halftime show. This is Mike Flanagan's 4th Netflix October show.
Oh, this is the horror guy?
Yes. I stand by and have used that his first one, The Haunting of Hill House, is potentially the best horror show, at least I can think of. Because again, horror is hard to do as a show because horror loses its horrificness or fear after, a few hours, and you're doing 10 hours. That's a lot. But that Haunting of Hill House was so good. I think it was one of the best shows of that year. The Haunting of Bly Manor, the second one, was still pretty good. This might be the fifth. This is the fifth because he did those two hauntings. Then he did like this crazy vampire one, which was interesting. That was cool. Then he did that. It was like kind of more YA with the kids in the boarding school. That was kind of cool.
I feel like I watched a little bit of that.
You watched a little that with me. A little ba.
Okay, yeah. Yoda.
So this is the fifth. Jeez, every October he puts out the show, which is like really cranking it out.
That's kind of like Black Mirror in a way. I guess not, but I don't know.
Black Mirror that went on hiatus for like years and they came back.
Okay, fine, forget it. Christ, I was just saying.
Yeah.
I used to.
Yeah, true. A few things do it, and usually it results in lowering and lowering quality. But I've seen one thing. Oh, it's based on loosely based on, they say, a Edgar Allan Poe short story, which is why the names, I was like, this name sounds familiar.
Do we have it? You have a bunch of Edgar
Allan.
It's
probably, I have like his whole catalog in one big ass book.
Yeah, you do.
So it's probably in there. But I'm not going to read it because, again, I don't really like
Maybe I'll read it.
Yeah, maybe you'll be more interested because you do like knowing a little bit. The only thing I've seen is that IGN gave it a 10.
That's pretty big.
You can't get any better.
Yeah. So, and IGN is like, they're the hard ones, right?
No, I usually just like wait.
Pitchfork is the hard people.
Well, yeah, but that's music.
I know, but
yes,
I'm just saying.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they're video game and like genre, fantasy, horror. Like they don't really review they do review everything, but genre stuff I take.
I feel like TV is not as bad as like a movie, especially like depending on what type of horror it is.
Yeah. Like there was a Haunting of Hill House. There was one episode that was genuinely terrifying. But like, again, most of it was just like a really good family drama. And that's why it was good. Just about something kind of scary. So,
I mean, also, I'm watching The Changeling right now, and that's pretty freaking scary. At least the first couple episodes.
Similar amount of it'll be very tense.
Yeah.
So
I feel like you tricked me with watching The Changeling because you're like, oh, it's like fantasy.
Yeah, I didn't know how scary. You tell me horror fairy tale.
Yeah.
I don't know how scary it's going to be, and it's pretty dark. So what did I say? Oh, I didn't say. I said IGN gave it a 10. So I don't give anything a 10. I'm a 9.5 on this.
Okay.
This is the most excited for October. Just because I've been like such a fan of everything he's done. It's like cool to be like every October he's putting out a new show. And so far, some of them have been great. All of them have been good.
Yeah. This is definitely not something that I would ever watch on my own, but maybe I'll give it a try. Maybe I'll watch the first episode and see how I feel. And I have to say that's kind of a lot for me to say that.
Wow, we're growing.
So I'll give this a 6.
Oh, excellent.
Instead of like a 2.
On the 13th of October on Apple, Lessons in Chemistry comes out starring Brie Larson.
TV show.
Yeah, big get by Apple, I think. I don't know. People don't like Brie. I don't really understand why, but I like her. It's about a 1960s female scientist who gets fired from her lab. She gets a cooking show, but parlays that into teaching women about science. It's giving me Minx vibes.
It's giving you?
Yeah, it's giving Minx vibes, but obviously without the penises and the sex.
Yes.
But like a similar what's the word? Like sneaking
precocious.
Yeah, precocious woman who's sneaking feminine ideals into people in a time when like they weren't allowed to just speak about it.
Yes.
As openly, at least. Which could be good. Or what was that movie? What was that show with like that was all about the
Masters of Sex?
Well, yes, that too. But the one, what was it? It was based on real life about like the right to vote.
Oh, Miss America?
Yeah. Was it about the right to vote? Or it's just like, what was it about?
What's her face? Kate Blanchett. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm mixed on Brie Larson. I like her sometimes. I hope this is funny. I don't want it to be so earnest. If I'm being honest, I feel like I'm kind of sick of like the super earnest, you have to learn, like, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, Minx is funny.
Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah, Minx is funny, and I enjoy that. Like, if it wasn't for Jack Johnson, I honestly don't know if I'd Jake Johnson, if I'd still be watching the show.
Yeah, season 2 of Minx was like fine.
Yeah. I'll give this a 7.
Ooh, I agree. I can't remember. I didn't rewatch the trailer. I know I saw the trailer because it would like come on before some other Apple show that we were watching.
Actually, I feel like a 7 is too high for me. I'm going to give this a 6.
6. Let yourself be impressed by it.
Yeah.
I was also going to say 6. Just because we've seen, listen, I love feminism. I'm all for it. We've just seen a bunch of this.
Yeah.
So, but maybe it could still be good. And also for some reason, like, I feel like we've also beaten this time period into oblivion. Yeah. Like we have to watch like Brie dressed up in the 60s.
And also it kind of reminds me of that other Jell-O. Apple show that they had with like the future, like selling the plots on the moon and stuff. And I just like couldn't get into that. I don't know.
Well, that wasn't so good.
I'm just saying, like, it's the same time period, so maybe they're just reusing the set. They're like, oh, hey, we already have this.
I think this is a little bit bigger than that with Brie Larson at the helm.
I mean, you had what's his face?
Yeah, but he's not as big.
He's on the morning show. Isn't that one of the biggest shows on Apple?
Yeah, but he's 5 on the call sheet in the morning show. Let's just keep talking about him without being able.
Yeah,
Billy Crudup. Thank you. I was about to say, let's keep talking about him without being able to remember his name. So we both said 6-ish for this. Impress me, Brie. Bring me back. Actually, I never lost. I like Brie.
She was pretty bad in Fast X.
Oh, yes. She was very bad in Fast X. She was very bad in Fast X. And on the same day, October 13th, Hulu and Disney is relaunching Goosebumps.
Interesting.
Or actually, was it ever a show?
Wasn't it? Or it was definitely books. I read the books.
Oh, definitely books. But was it ever a show?
Did you like the books as a kid?
I didn't read so many of them. Gotta say, my horror fandom started later in life. Like high school. High school.
I read some of the books. I wouldn't say I read all of them. I think.
I mean, not obviously Goosebumps is like child's horror, but
yeah. I thought it was a show.
I think there's been movies.
Maybe on Nickelodeon. I thought.
Well, that's the fire one. The camp. Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Yeah. Oh,
is what you're maybe thinking.
The Dollhouse episode got me.
I'm not sure Goosebumps has been a show. There's 2 movies for sure.
Oh,
that were
maybe
more
that's
recent.
what I'm thinking of.
And I think this has been gestating in like it's been with several studios. It's finally coming out starring Justin Long. And I don't think it's anthology. I think it's like there's one story.
Oh.
And they might it kind of, I forget what they said the story was. I didn't write it down. But it's like an investigation kind of.
Interesting.
It sounds like maybe like Hardy Boys, like how Hulu did the Hardy Boys.
And I mean, I'm sure it's still for kids, right?
Yeah, definitely. And then I also assume if you are a Goosebumps fan, like I know the mannequin doll.
No, I don't know.
You don't know?
No, I don't remember.
Oh, but there's like one of the most famous Goosebumps is like the marionette guy. If you saw it, you'd be like, oh, that.
Yeah.
He's in it. So I imagine it'll be like if you read Goosebumps a bunch, they'll incorporate a bunch of the stories into this one main narrative. That
seems kind of like that video game show that you were talking about, like the Cars.
Twisted Metal.
Yeah, Twisted Metal.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, like they bring different things into like a made up new story. So 5.
I'm going to say a 6.
All right.
Yeah.
I think it'll be like fun.
Yeah, I hope it's fun.
Easy watching,
Yeah, I hope it's easy. And I hope it's funny.
Yeah.
Like, since
Justin
it
Long's
is
always good.
Well, no, but like it is like our childhood. Like, is Goosebumps even still popular?
I don't know.
So like, I assume it will be like for kids, but because it came out for our generation, I really hope that they like reference things and make it funny for us if we're going to watch it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want it to just be solely for kids.
Right. Like Hardy Boys in comparison was kind of lame.
Yeah.
Like the story was fine, but like the jokes weren't funny. It was like it was too young.
Yeah.
But also the Hardy Boys books were past us.
Older than us. Yeah.
Younger. Right? They came out. I don't know.
I thought they came out like in the 70s.
Oh, maybe you're right.
Or 80. Yeah. I don't know.
Anyway, I don't know. I'm only comparing it because like it's books turned into a show and they're both on Hulu. But this is on Hulu or Disney. Choose your own lane. Week 3, October 15th. Rick and Morty season 7 comes out. Not much of an explainer. It's the 7th season. The only major explainer is what they're going to do about Justin Roiland, who was canceled, I think. I can't remember exactly what came up, but I know it was like not great.
Who is this?
He is...
Is that the guy from the 70s show?
No, that guy is going to jail.
Yeah.
He is... Speaking of which, did you happen to see on the internet a meme that was going around when his name is Danny Masterson?
Mm-hmm.
He was on Conan back when like the height of him on that 70s show, maybe like maybe a little bit before it, when he was still like famous. And he said something like a joke about his like people grabbing his balls, and Conan, like sometimes he'll be affable, but he'll sneak things in. He literally said, "I've heard about you. You're going to get caught one day." On television.
Conan said that.
And like, obviously you like in the moment 20 years ago or whenever this was, you laugh it off.
So Conan called him out.
Yeah. I'm sure like it's probably like the Jonathan Majors thing, or like, or like everybody knew about Weinstein, but nobody said it.
Yeah.
And then finally people said it. Like it was always going around that this dude's bad dude.
And what's that guy too from, Kevin Spacey.
Yeah. Like when you're in the industry, you must hear about these things.
Yeah.
And it used to be you just didn't talk about it.
Wow.
Now you talk about it, thank God. And now he's going to jail for rape. Crazy.
Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to bring that up. I thought that was maybe the guy.
No, not as serious. I can't remember. So I don't want to say not as serious. He's certainly not going to jail for 30 years. I think he's just like he did some questionable things, and he was like the main voice. He's like partial creator. He's like the main voice that does most of the people. So I think I saw that they're going to try and fudge it, like get around it. It might sound slightly different, but again,
who cares about that?
Right. It's not like actually his voice. He's doing voices. So it's like when they changed the Big Mouth voice to Io Debris, who we love, from Jenny Slate. It was obviously different, but it was still like she was doing it similar.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know what they're going to do. It's interesting. Rick and Morty is really good. It waffles sometimes. I think the last season was a step back in the right direction.
Well, they had a huge hand in creating Loki, I think. Yeah, right.
Yeah, a bunch of the creators. Yeah. Not him, though. Okay. Not Roiland. It was like the other. And they also were
involved in Multiverse of Madness, I believe. And so, yeah, they've been in the Marvel-verse. This is not a show I watch. Yeah, but I've heard it's really good. So I'm kind of like bummed that I never really watched it. But I think this was also before me that you really started, or just never.
It's season 7.
I know.
I think I just caught up.
Okay.
At one point.
Yeah.
After like,
you never even like asked.
Yeah. I think I watched season 1, 2, 3 late.
Yeah.
And then have just been up to date. Yeah. And you just never watched it.
So I'm not even really going to score this. Yeah. Just because I'm not going to watch it.
I'm a 7. I feel like the hype of Rick and Morty, where it used to be like I'm a 9 because it's one of the best shows on TV, has lessened.
What's it on?
It's just Adult Swim.
Oh. So that would be HBO.
Yeah, it's on Max
now.
Yeah. I think I still have like DVR just tapes it. I think because it's still on TV. Unless, I think so. That was a long conversation. October 19th, we have 2 shows on Netflix that I looked into and will maybe give a shot, where I don't always. The first is called Neon. It is about 3 friends trying to find fame in the world of reggaeton.
Oh.
And it is produced by Daddy Yankee.
Wait, what is this on? I'm sorry?
Netflix. So it's like, it's one of those like, let's get famous where nobody is, where let's break out. There'll also be music. There's original music by a reggaeton artist who's doing all the music. So the music should be good. It looks like, again, maybe something just fun, inspiring, like, let's root for these people to get famous. Yeah. Silly, easy.
Easy peasy.
Easy to watch. And potentially funny, I think. It looked
okay. I'm going to say a 5. I have no idea what this is, but I'll give it a chance. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I will say a 5 also.
What were you going to say?
No, like maybe 6.
Okay. Well, you could say
I did watch the trailer. So
you don't have to copy me.
I will say 6 because the trailer looks like something we will watch together and be like, this is good.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't seen the trailer, so I have nothing to really base it on except for your poor description.
Well, yeah. On the same day on Netflix, this one will probably entice you way more. It is called Bodies.
Bodies?
Nope.
Oh.
Just one body.
Oh.
Well, multiple bodies, but not multiple bodies.
I see.
And it is about 4 detectives in 4 different time periods of London find themselves investigating the same murder.
What? That's
Sounds
cool.
right up Irma's alley.
Where is this?
Netflix. Yeah.
Is it by anyone that like... I love a good murder mystery. I don't know if the people know that, but...
Oh, yeah, the people haven't learned that yet.
So Zach tried to plan something very sweet for me.
Oh.
That didn't work out because we were busy this one weekend, but apparently he found this, was it like a B&B?
No, it's a hotel.
So fine. He found a hotel that is hosting a murder mystery weekend. So you get there on Friday, you're part of like this, like essentially it's like a theater. Someone dies and then you reconvene in the morning, something happens. And then they have like an evening thing. And then Sunday, I assume you just find out who has done it. I don't know. I don't really know too much about it. And he tried to plan it, but we're busy this weekend. That's the only weekend they're doing it. And I was just like, oh, that's my dream. How sweet, though.
Yeah, I saw it because we're just looking at like a fall weekend away. And I was just looking at what was available and like what hotels, because most hotels are booked and there was some that weren't. And then I saw... you click the offers thing because they're trying to get people to go like out east in the fall is not as popular as out east in the summer. So like they'll do things to bring people out there. And I saw this murder mystery thing. I was like, oh my God, I started to like my heart went a flutter because she's been asking for like a murder mystery themed birthday, murder mystery, anything.
I want to die. Someone kill me.
and like, I just can never make it happen because it's like so much to do. And everything I've looked up in Manhattan looks really lame.
Yeah.
Like there'll be murder mystery shows, but they just look really ramshackle. So this like sounded perfect. I was so excited. And then I looked at the dates. I was like, I can't do it. I'm leaving for a work thing. And we have another event on the Saturday. But I'm going to keep an eye out because it sounds great.
Yeah.
And to answer your question, no. You don't know anything this guy has done. He's not done much, the creator. And the most famous person on the cast is, well, you didn't want the main girl is from a show called Shitzel. My parents watch it.
Yeah.
They like it.
Yes. I feel like I remember them talking about it. Okay.
Shitzel. I don't know. I can't pronounce things. And then the British guy that played who's a really famous gangster from Chicago.
Oh, Al Capone?
Al Capone in the show, the Boardwalk show.
The Boardwalk Empire.
That British guy.
Yeah, I didn't realize he was British.
Yeah. He's in all the Guy Ritchie movies.
Right, yes, he
but
is.
But he's in it. But like, I don't know.
Okay, I'm really intrigued by this. I love the concept. And I mean, I'm always here for a good murder mystery show. Speaking of, we still have episodes to catch up on with Only Murders in the Building. We didn't talk about that last week.
Yeah, I think we're only one behind. I think
okay.
We just didn't watch.
Anyway,
the newest one.
I'm gonna give this a 7. I'm definitely very intrigued, but I'll be cautiously optimistic.
I'll also give it a 7. Same, like that log line sounds really good.
Yeah,
it could also be really dumb.
Yeah, it could also be very cheesy,
but it's British.
I know it's
so
true.
It can't be that cheesy, right?
Yeah,
I don't know. The next day, the last 2 actually, because week 3 in October has nothing. That actually, at least I was interested in. So October 20th, 2 returning shows, 1 Upload on Amazon.
Oh, I really liked that show.
Yeah, I couldn't remember what happened season 2.
I do. He couldn't afford because he and his girlfriend broke up, and so he couldn't afford like the premium package. So right now he's like glitched or whatever they call it.
It was all about class.
Yeah,
in the afterlife. But yeah, it's a clever show about the like a digital afterlife.
Mm-hmm.
That, and then obviously that brings into like class and money and all that. And it's fun. It's like a Good Place-ish.
Yeah, absolutely.
It might even be the same. It might be the same guy. What's his name? Greg something.
Sure? No.
I'm gonna look it up.
Michael Schur.
Yes. I think it's, oh, you said sure.
Yeah, I said.
I know, but I thought you were just saying sure.
Sure.
Yeah, Michael, I think that is him. No, I was right. Greg Daniels. It's the Office guy.
Greg Daniels. You didn't say Office guy. You said
but
Good Place guy.
No, but I started saying Greg.
Oh.
Because, but but Schur and Greg Daniels were like together at one point.
Mm.
So they're off the same tree.
I see.
Of show running. Yeah. So that's it. Season 3 comes out. What's your score?
Oh, I didn't give it a score. I liked the show, so I'll give it an 8. I enjoy watching it.
7 for Zach, I think.
Okay.
I can't remember if I felt like season 2 wasn't as good.
I don't remember season 2 at all.
Yeah. And finally, on the same day, October 20th, Big Mouth season 7.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
they really cranked these out.
A lot.
And they also have like spin-offs, right?
Yeah, we did. I didn't watch the spin-off.
I'm not going to lie. I'm a little over it.
I know you are.
Like, I didn't find the last season all that funny. I mean, yes, there are definitely really funny like moments and episodes, but I don't know. Like, I do enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying I don't like it, but it's just, I don't know.
Yeah, it does feel like, although I still find Always Sunny in Philadelphia hysterical and fantastic, but I think that might be the only example of a show that's been running for, I mean, that's like 15 seasons. But I'm thinking of like a Family Guy or a Simpsons.
Mm-hmm.
Sims, obviously, not exactly the same, but at some point, cartoons kind of just become like, they'll keep coming out and they'll be fine, but they'll never be like great again.
Yeah, I feel like, is it going to do the sex education thing where they like go to a new school and everyone's like super progressive?
Yeah. They manage to often change it up based on what's relevant, but like how long can you do 13-year-olds? I don't know.
Yeah.
They're going to have to think of some stories. It's so much story.
I know. So much sex.
So much. Yeah, but like weird.
Yeah.
Sex education's a little older. So they're like actually virgin. Big Mouth is like cranking off when you're 13 and figuring it out.
That's true. I'm going to say a 6. I don't know. I know that's pretty low, but I mean, we're definitely going to watch it. So I don't know. I don't care.
I'm like almost there with you. I'll say a 7.
Wow.
Yeah. You feel more strongly, but I feel the same way.
Yeah.
Like this is the 7th iteration of doing this again.
Yeah.
It's a lot. I love Nick Kroll though. I love Nick Kroll.
I know you do.
I kind of actually wish that he wasn't doing this so much so that he can be doing other things.
I would love to see him in other things. I really would.
I was just saying this. We don't even watch her show, but it came up last night with my family. I was saying this about Lena Waithe. Like, good for her. She has a 5-season show on Showtime with The Chi. We never watched it, but like I feel like she was on the rise.
She really was. I mean, she is.
She is. She got herself a very successful show, but like then that's all there has been.
Yeah.
And she had like I feel like she has so much more to give.
Yeah.
And I've just like forgot about her because we don't watch her show.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like Nick Kroll, go back on Broadway, do something.
I know. Speaking of Broadway, I really want to go see the Josh Gad and show. And I was looking up. I actually looked up tickets, and they weren't that expensive.
But then you're so far away, and you get annoyed.
No.
I
would say it was like 2 something
each
for orchestra. Yeah,
that's a lot.
But I think we just got to do it.
It's a $700 night.
Yeah,
give or take.
It was like 4 something.
I did want to. I also the Grey House, that spooky show. I still want to see with.
But like we could go see it like on a Wednesday
with
night.
Tatiana Maslany.
Yeah.
Fine, maybe we'll look for Christmas.
And it would be kind of nice if we saw it with them.
Yeah, true. Also, same thing with the Maslany show. Although that one isn't popular enough, I imagine it'll just end without the stars. But I want to see what I'm totally changing it on you. But like, how scary can a Broadway show be?
No idea.
Yeah. Anyway, that's it.
Wait, what was the last show you talked about?
Big Mouth.
Oh, Big Mouth. I gave that a score.
Yeah, that we were both like, we'll see. So what did we say? On the movie side, it's Killers of the Flower Moon. And then like some other stuff, really. Unless you're a big Swiftie, no offense. We're going to see it, but I'm not like jonesing my pants off for it. And then on TV, for me, it's Mike Flanagan, The Fall of the House of Usher. For you, it's nothing?
Survivor, baby.
Right.
It's also Loki, to be honest.
Oh, right. Loki would be your number one. Loki would be my number 2, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a lot to watch. I'm watching
I know.
3 hours of The Bachelor. I'm watching
3 hours of CBS
Survivor
Wednesday.
and Amazing Race. And then I also still have Love is Blind, which I'm really into.
Oh, I
and then
saw
I
a thing. Oh, I didn't. Maybe it's November. I saw something.
The Love Island Games. Yeah, that's in November. So you better
Okay.
put that on November's
But that's the
Excitometer.
British version. Is that the British version or the American version?
I think it's like American contestants, British contestants, Australian contestants.
They're doing like Real World Road Rules, but for Love Island.
Yeah.
The challenge.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But I've never watched the American or Australian, but so I don't know. I mean, I hardly even watch the British, but
Obviously, you'll be watching that. There'll be butts, lots of pecs. That's November, though. Why are you even talking about it? God. And that's it. Thank you for listening. What are you most excited for? October's like it's a weird one. I feel like every month's a weird one, but there'll be something great out of this, I think.
Well, there'll definitely be shows that we didn't even talk about.
True.
That we watch and get excited about. So
I think Scorsese is guaranteed to delight, even if we go, you probably could have shaved a half an hour off that, Marty. I think the big story coming out of October will be, did Loki live up to the hype for season 2?
Yes.
Like it's hard to keep that going. So we'll see.
Thank you to Craig for the production assistance. And thank you to John Welsh for our intro and outro music.
Subscribe, please. We'll keep talking about all of these shows. We actually did a really good job, not on the movies. We saw most of the movies.
Tooting your own horn.
Well, no. So September, I listed a lot of movies because like I added just a lot of stuff. And even in that episode, we were like, we're probably not going to see this in theaters. But on the TV side, there's really only like 1 or 2 that we still haven't gotten to. And I mean, Survivor and all those hasn't even started yet.
Yeah.
So we've done a good job with the TV from the September Excitometer. And I intend to do the same thing for October. So subscribe so you'll hear us talk about Loki and all the other good stuff. The Fall of the House of Usher. Come on. Woo. And follow us, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter.
No, it is just Zach.
Facebook, Gmail, talkintent@gmail.com. From our living room to yours. What would you like to watch? Goodbye.
I feel like you should do it creepier, like The Exorcist.
Oh. Yeah, we didn't get that scary. I'm going to leave all of this in. It's October. Happy Halloween. Spooky season is upon us. Watch all your Saw movies. Watch The Exorcist. I want to play a game. You subscribe to Talking Tent, or I kill your family! Was that scary enough?
Yeah, that was good.
Hello, Irma. Do you like scary movies?
No, not really.
Ah, darn. There'll definitely be, we're still going. I did mean to check the Shudder schedule, because like the network, the Shudder, because I imagine for October. And also like Hulu has Halloween, Disney has scary Scoopa-Doopoo, but theirs will never actually be scary. But Hulu does a lot of horror. And then obviously Shudder. There'll definitely be some horror movies that I just don't have on this list. So watch out for all those.
You like the sadistic ones.
Yes, slice me open.
Ew.
I've been watching a lot of Saw. I can't help it. I would chop my arm off. Goodbye.